What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes episode 77, the Trent Brown episode of the podcast.
I like Michael Bennett a little more.
Alice, Michael, he was one of my Patriots you wouldn't believe you forgot was a Patriot.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot he was a Patriot. I wouldn't have known unless we had that podcast.
Exactly. The other sultry voices you hear. Al is here, Liam's here, I'm here. Obviously, I'm Mike. Not too much Patriots news this week, so we're just going to touch on a couple things that happened in the NFL and then do a quick little top Patriots seasons that did not end in a Super Bowl win. So we're each going to get three of those. The draft order was picked right before we came on. It goes me, Al, Liam. So that'll be a fun little thing we'll end it with. But guys, I kind of want to start, Liam. I want your thoughts because it's actually, I think it's your new favorite Patriots player. Just a quick little note here. JuJu Smith-Schuster, number 7. Any thoughts, Liam? I think 7, will he perform better with the single digit? The number 7, will he be quicker in and out of the breaks? Do you think he's going to score more touchdowns now? What do you think, our number 1 JuJu fan on the podcast? Liam, the floor is yours, sir.
I think it's sickening. It's an insult to the sport. It's an insult to everyone watching. For him to choose the Lord's number and go out there repping our Lord and Savior, Sir Michael Dwayne Vick, taking his number and going out there.
Is that his middle
it's
name?
Absolutely
Dwayne?
Sickening. Yeah, of course it is. Google it.
No, I don't know.
Me and him are tight.
I believe you. Michael Vick is on your list of people that you.
Damn right he is.
He's on the Liam list.
The fact that JuJu took that number, one of the coolest number in the history of all sports, any sport that you have wearing number 7, you're a big baller. You've completely ruined the number. You've smeared it. There is a horrible, horrible aura that floats around what was once a great number. And it's actually really disappointing because my buddy got me a JuJu jersey and he got me like a number 9 JuJu jersey. Now it's going to come in. It won't even be the right friggin' number. So it's all right. I'll burn it in the street and I'll have them order me another one. But yeah, no, it's disgusting. Final words. It is disgusting.
Al, do you have any strong thoughts like our friend Liam does here on this?
My strong thought is that Liam needs to just accept the fact that JuJu is here. He's on his favorite team, and he needs to get over it. He needs to
accept it.
As I tell the youth today, build a bridge and get over it.
Do you know how many terrible players I had to put up with being on the Patriots?
We had to put up with Nelson Aguilar for 2 years. I don't want to hear it.
Nelson Aguilar led us to a riveting win over the Steelers this year, so I don't want to hear it.
He made one play in 2 years. Wow, that's really something.
Well, now
in the industry is what we call grasping for straws.
Who caught Mac's first touchdown? That's right. There's 2 plays right there. Go fuck yourself.
Wow, I could catch a 2-yard slam. Congratulations. If I was that open, I could catch it too and dance in the end zone.
You'd have to get open, which you can't because you don't have the footwork like he does. I digress. There are more than 2
Do you
plays.
have the footwork? I'm just curious.
Are you kidding me? My footwork, immaculate. I make Hakeem Olajuwon look like a
Mike, you're hearing that Liam is saying he has NFL caliber footwork, right? You heard that correctly.
I have better than NFL caliber footwork.
Listen, then why aren't you in the NFL? Then why aren't you in the NFL?
Well, because I'm 5'9" white. I don't know.
So what?
What are you looking for?
So what? If you're talented, you can do it.
Right there.
Great footwork does not a great receiver make. I do have hands too.
Just like Nelson Aguilar.
I have incredible hands. Better hands than Nelly. I could catch a brick thrown off a skyscraper. He leaves more to be desired in that department.
He dropped it unlike Aguilar, or he actually caught it unlike Aguilar.
Yes, which is hilarious. But he does have the record for the most catches in the Super Bowl, so he's got to be pretty good at that, I guess.
The fact that you find a way to bring up that Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl once a week it's a red flag among many other red flags.
I'm on a 5-week streak of bringing that up, as well as a 9-week streak of bringing up Cam Newton. So,
Cam Newton will get brought up. But
yeah,
I think the fact that I saw someone say, I just thought there was a funny little tidbit. Number 7 was what's his name? Jake Bailey's number. So yeah. I thought it was one of those things where it's like,
And
You're out.
Danny Etling, wasn't it?
Danny
Patriots
Etling
legend
wasn't
Danny
he?
Etling.
Etling, yeah.
He was. He looked like the fastest man alive in that one clip that everybody.
In that
keeps
one
posting.
I was
play.
just
He
about
was
to
like
say,
running.
speaking of one play, we can talk about Danny Etling having that one play, which was great, but we don't talk
Fastest
about it
man
every
in the world.
second.
No,
Fastest
but we
man in the world.
could.
But yeah,
We could start bringing that up every show.
Juju kind of ingratiating himself into New England sports
Disgusting.
a little bit
Chapter 7
Uh,
begins. Like
he
bet.
will
You're gonna
he
file
will
for
win you
Chapter
over.
7 bankruptcy.
He will win you over. Like we said, where I forget what the numbers were. We did the over under on touchdowns. I'll have to go back
You
and
already
look at it
forgot
at
the
some point.
numbers? It was
I completely
850.
forgot. I don't even need to think about it because I know that he's going to have
850.
more yards, more touchdowns than anybody's thinking, especially number 7. Number 7 is a fast number.
Ugh,
That's a fast number.
Disgusting.
Players
fucking
look faster when
injustice
they're
what he
wearing
did
number
to that
7.
number.
That you know what else is an injustice? What Cam Newton did to the Patriots that one year.
Absolutely
but,
not. Cam Newton kept the boat
digress.
afloat.
I
We'll get to
digress,
that.
Kim. Yeah, no, we will get to that. But yeah, just a quick little Patriots thing to start off. I did not doesn't mean anything, but it's just kind of interesting. But another guy that was I don't know if he was ever like actually linked to the Patriots, but I feel like a lot of Patriots fans wanted them to get him as a receiver
over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know where it kind of came out of nowhere, but Odell Beckham Jr. has signed with the Ravens. That signing alone, I got the contract pulled up here. 13, just under 14 million signing bonus, just over 1 million in base salary, 3 million in reachable incentives. So he's making 15 million this year, can make up to 18 million. There's a few different layers with this story. I kind of want to hit it from just kind of looking at the numbers in general at first, and then we'll kind of see how it relates to the Patriots and also how it relates to the Jets, which I think is the most interesting part of this entire story. OBJ signing with the Ravens, but him making 15 million, I know that it's not the cap because they got like 4 voidable years at the end of the contract, all that shit, whatever. But you're giving OBJ $15 million this year. When was the last time, other than like, a few plays a couple of years ago when he was, a little healthy with the Rams? OBJ to me is an enigma. He had one of the coolest, most impressive catches I've ever seen. The one-handed grab when he was on the Giants, right in the end zone. I mean, right at the 1 yard line, it rolled into the end zone.
Cowboys.
But I mean, 15 million. Why? What were teams really going to give him this, or were the Ravens just kind of like betting against
How many
themselves?
years was it too?
1 year. I guess
It was a
like I
1
said,
year.
there's
That's
a
what I
bunch of
thought. I was afraid it was multi-year.
There's a bunch of voidable contracts at the voidable years at the end of the deal, which is how they're spreading out the signing bonus. So basically, what it comes down to though, the next 4 or 5 years, they're gonna be paying for OBJ, and he's not even gonna be on the team.
Yeah,
because you have to spread that signing bonus out unless you want it to all hit in this 1 year. So they're spreading it out for the next however many years. So it's going to be weird that they're going to be paying for him when he's not even on the team. What do you guys think of the numbers? What do you think it does with the Ravens? And I guess kind of the third prong with the Ravens. What does it mean for Lamar Jackson? What's going on?
Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar.
I mean, it just kind of shows that the Ravens are desperate to put talent around Lamar to say, hey, we want you to stay here and we're willing to do what it takes. We'll go get Odell Beckham for a year and we'll pay him a $1.165 million salary base. But signing that signing bonus you were talking about, we'll give him a nearly $14 million signing bonus just to get him here.
Yeah.
Make sure he is here. And
his stats while you're talking.
I said this in the group chat, and I'm going to say it again. It wouldn't surprise me if the Ravens ended up with either DeAndre Hopkins or Jerry Jeudy at this point, because they're trying to build. Yeah, because they're still trying to build around him. Like the Ravens still need another receiver or two. Like, yeah, you got Odell, but you got him for 1 year. They still need another target to throw to, especially if they are actually committed to keeping Lamar past the 2023 season, which you would think they would be.
If they are, then they're going to have to sink unthinkable amounts of money into Lamar. So I don't think they'd be trying to go throw the bag at a bigger receiver, even if it means keeping Lamar.
They'll try to find something.
Yeah, they'll try and get something. I just don't think it'll be DeAndre Hopkins or Jerry Jeudy, considering Deshaun Watson, the Michael Jordan of football, completely fucked up the quarterback market. Now you have to match his
Completely.
outrageous contract that no
He
one
screwed
thinks is worth it.
everything. And it's not
Fuck
even him.
everyone else. No, he's
It's them,
psyched.
but
He's like, fuck yeah, I got paid. Everyone else is
my
furious.
God.
But that's the thing. That's the benchmark now. And they're looking at Lamar, who's Mike has ever so eloquently said is made of glass or bruised fruit. And they're gonna
Son.
give him 200 million, whatever the hell it is. Just I don't know. I can't imagine them going out and committing to another. I don't know. What did we talk about was a realistic contract for DeAndre Hopkins?
I mean, I feel I don't know. I mean, if you're looking at it like this, I mean, he's probably gonna have to get. He's probably gonna want north
What
of
did
10
Jacoby
million a
Myers
year.
get? 16?
He got he got what 15, I think. Yeah, 15, 16. He got the same contract that Juju got, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Juju's
So-
contract doesn't exist in my mind. It's Fugazi. It's Fugazi. It's just it's not on the elemental chart. Doesn't exist in my mind. But so
one of my favorite movies.
it's
One
so
of my
good.
favorite movies. One
But
of my
you
favorite
can't go wrong. But yeah, so if you're DeAndre Hopkins, you consider it doesn't have to be a long term deal because he's on the older side, but like a 1 year with an option, 2 year deal at like 18 million or something like that. Like I don't think
So
you're going to
Mike
sink money
Evans,
into
Mike
that.
Evans is making 16.5. I think that's kind of like right in
Damn.
the
So
middle.
okay, so
That's
he
a
wouldn't be
good.
making
I feel like
18.
that's a
Yeah.
good gauge. Yeah, I feel like that's a
Yeah.
good
So
gauge.
something along those lines to sink money into that when you're already about to throw unthinkable money at Lamar just seems unrealistic to me. If anything, I think they go get like smaller speed guys to like try and entice Lamar. Like Elijah Moore would have been perfect, but obviously he got traded to the
Yeah.
Browns. But like guys like that, where they're not like top quality receivers, but they can do some damage, like what T.Y. Hilton used to be back in the day, like a really good
Mhm.
receiver, but never really got the credit.
Yeah, I mean, people are talking about the Ravens like they got what's the name, Bateman and OBJ now.
Yeah,
Cool little tandem, but you're talking about two very injury prone guys who are
100%.
hardly on the field. I mean, I don't know. I like OBJ. He's a good receiver. I mean, don't get me wrong. When he's healthy, he's still like Odell Beckham Jr., so he can still make plays and everything. But like, kind of Al, like you were saying, is this enough to keep Lamar Jackson there? I would think so, just strictly because Odell Beckham Jr. is Odell Beckham Jr. And players
it seems like
very
he's liked
much-
by everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess they posted the screenshot of Lamar and Odell FaceTiming after he signed.
Yeah, I
So
saw that.
I'm gonna assume Lamar Jackson is going back to the Ravens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the contract's gonna look like or anything, but I mean, you have to if the Ravens somehow don't sign Lamar Jackson,
It's gonna be really weird.
that has to be talked about as like the most fumbled situation ever. Like, because regardless of my thoughts on Lamar, your thought, anybody's thoughts on him, he's still a franchise quarterback. He's still someone that you don't want to lose. The only reason you will lose him is because of you. You are the reason just pay him. Pay him.
Yeah.
He's your guy. If you
Yeah.
had someone like waiting in the wings or something, sure.
Get it.
Tyler Huntley is not that guy. Like,
I
he's
like
the guy
Tyler
that can
Huntley.
come in and fill in for a game here and there. But it's very weird to me, that entire situation. So I'm just gonna assume Lamar's going back. So I mean, that's still a good team, but I don't think that it necessarily changes their stock in the AFC that much.
And like realistically, do we think Odell's like back to any like where would you rank Odell if you were given a free $100 on DraftKings and they said guess within 5 spots of where Odell will be ranked as the top 100 wide receivers next year, and you just have to guess it within 5. If you're within 5, you get $100,000. Where would you guys place the little marker for this upcoming season? Because
honestly,
he tore his fucking ACL and he missed all last year.
5 places below Juju Smith-Schuster.
Okay, Al.
I would. So I have a real answer. I would say in this is kind of like, assuming he stays somewhat healthy. 30. I don't think he's a top 20 wide receiver. I mean, just kind of think you could probably think of 20 off the top of your head. that I think will be better just overall than him.
30
It's
is
just,
still pretty high in my mind, though. Al,
and
what do you
again,
think about
that's me
that?
being optimistic.
Yeah. 30
And we're
is
talking just wide receivers, right?
just
Yeah,
wide receivers.
yeah, just wide receivers.
45.
So Travis
maybe?
Kelce, because Travis Kelce is not a tight end, he's a wide receiver.
But yeah, like 45, like right in that area, maybe.
Yeah, see,
See, I would be more in Al's ballpark. I'm just spitballing here. I don't have a number offhand. If I had to pick, I'd probably hover around the 40s as well. But it's just like he looked pretty damn good with the Rams, but he was still the number 3 receiver on a team that Cooper Kupp got the triple crown on. So it's not like Odell was really captivating the defenses. Like he was getting wide open looks.
Look, if so, like I'm just run through just names: Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Hopkins, Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs,
Yep.
DK Metcalf, Debo,
All better. Yep.
DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, same fucking team. Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, like Tyler Lockett, Mike Evans, like I don't. Right there, I mean, he would be lucky to get into the top 20, and that's, I mean, assuming that's assuming Lamar Jackson's health. That they're gonna, I mean, the Ravens have ranked in the last in the 2 out of the last 3 years in wide receiver production. You can't blame all that on wide receivers. You just can't, and that's not to say that Lamar Jackson it's all on him, but it's just the way he plays. You're going to utilize tight ends more. Like you can't.
Plenty of passes are going to end up being runs. That was a problem with Mike Vick when he was in Philly too. It's like he just doesn't throw it as much as other quarterbacks because he'll tuck it and run a couple of times.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that adding one receiver like that can do. And I mean, like last year, he played 14 games, only had 537 yards. I know he played with 2 teams and all that, so it is what it is. But actually, no, not even last year. That was 2021.
That was 2 years ago.
So, like I don't like coming off the last 3 years. He missed 1 year completely with that injury. No one's seen him actually on the field. You see him in the workouts, which is great. But every single NFL player says workouts and all those like things you try to put on tape are completely different than when you're actually on the field. So I don't know. I don't think that this necessarily changes their standing in the AFC at all. I still think they'll probably win their division just strictly because who else is going to win it?
Bengals.
They'll most likely get in a wild card from there because the Steelers aren't going to be anything. So I'm not.
No.
I don't know anything about that. So yeah, I still think that they're going to end up fighting for a wild card spot. So this move is cool. It's a nice name. We'll see how he looks, but I don't know. Do you guys think that the Patriots should have been anywhere? And it's a very easy question. Do you think the Patriots should have been anywhere near him on these numbers? If these are the numbers that they were.
No, not for 1 year.
Yeah, nope. I didn't think so. What I said before when I brought up Odell Beckham Jr. Now he was supposed to meet with the Jets. I don't think that meeting happened. I don't know if it did. Regardless if it did or did not happen, guys, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets.
Dude,
because
keep holding out hope. This
in what world would you not? And I don't know. And I guess he could technically pick to play with Lamar Jackson instead of Aaron Rodgers, but wouldn't you at least take the meeting and go see what's going on there? Mm-hmm. Unless you kind of read the tea leaves, maybe someone you got word of mouth from someone, hearsay, that Aaron Rodgers, he intends to play with the Jets, but I don't think he's going to go. I am convinced now he's not going, because why hasn't he? It seems like the Packers have lowered their asking price for him. So what?
I haven't heard.
Yeah. I guess it's gone down from whatever it was a first, a second, third. It keeps going down, and it's just you can't say that kind of like the Cardinals were doing, or maybe the Broncos are doing with Judy, where it's maybe they're waiting to get closer to the draft. Everybody knows this is the deal that's in place. Yeah. Nobody else is coming for Aaron Rodgers. Exactly. The teams are set. No one else is coming for Aaron Rodgers. No one else. The Jets aren't looking at anybody else other than Aaron Rodgers. So what is the holdup? This will be the most Jets thing if week 1 Zach fucking Wilson is starting for the Jets. I will crack up. it was just the Jets are gonna jet. They will always suck. They will always be the little brother of the division. I
I
can't.
hope this makes you an Aaron Rodgers fan too for completely busting out on the Jets like this.
It might. If he ends up either staying with the Packers or like retiring,
That would be
I might be
incredible.
like, you know what, just a little fist bump. Like it's not even
Yeah,
that
you'd be like,
I
I
hate
like
Aaron
it.
Rodgers, by the way. Like that just kind of came recently with him just being so goddamn weird. So
I
like
like the weird.
it's really, you know, it's really not hatred for him. It's just like, dude, like what you're gonna go like it's just very strange things. But like I would love to see him just I don't even want to see him go back to the Packers. I want to see him retire.
Yeah,
That's what I want to see. He
just
chose
calls it.
retirement.
Yeah.
Not getting a paycheck. Instead, he chose to just not get any money. Of course, he has endorsements, all that, but to just not have a job anymore, as opposed to going to play with the Jets. That is what I want. That is
Wouldn't
what
be
I
the first
need.
time. Probably won't be the last.
I need that more than I need JuJu to have over 850 yards. I
Gotta hate
would
you.
love it. Oh my god, that would be amazing. But yeah, just to wrap that up, yeah, OBJ going to the Ravens, good for him. I don't think it changes anything.
Not going to
But
the
Aaron
Jets.
Rodgers, yeah, I'm just gonna assume he's not going to the Jets. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think it's either the Packers or retirement. I think that it's this weird thing where like he gets cold feet, like he gets like the almost to doing it, and then like he
Or
says,
he just
no,
wants
even
to
though.
fuck with everyone. He wanted Alan Lazard off the team. He wants the Jets to
Oh
be
my
miserable.
god, yeah, I forgot they signed Lazard. Like in
4-year
They
deal, I
signed-
think, too.
Yeah, they signed everyone Aaron Rodgers
they
wanted.
did everything he wanted. The thing is, he doesn't have any leverage because correct me if I'm wrong. Can't the Packers just trade him? Like he doesn't have does he have a no trade clause or anything?
I don't think he does.
So this is the part that makes me think like he must be now talking to the Packers like, guys, okay, listen, I don't really want to go there. Okay, I was just fucking with you. Like you guys got me mad. I was
trying to get
off
ratings on the Pat McAfee show.
I was off the ayahuasca one night and I sent some bad texts. Like it just the darkness fucked with me. I want to come back. That would be hilarious. He signs a 1-year deal with the Packers. Oh my god. Oh my god. First of all, Jordan Love would be pissed because Jordan Love's going to be like every time I'm ready to
just
go.
leave already.
Like nobody wants you in it. You don't want us. We don't want you. Just go. I want to see the Jets sign Randall Cobb. I want to see them try to lure like Jordy Nelson out of retirement.
Yeah, get everyone.
Get
Donald Drivers back.
the whole crew. Get David Bakhtiari over there to block for him. Get everybody. Yeah, Donald Driver, Madden Donald Driver, like the broken leg one, and then just have him be like, no. Hold a press conference on, go to the Pat McAfee show. Big announcement, guys. I think I'm just, I understand New York. I'm thankful that you did all these things, but I kind of really got in touch with myself, and I think my NFL career is done. Boom, done. Out.
Over.
New York. No
quarterback.
Good luck.
Good luck, Zach Wilson leaves.
Good luck. Oh my God, Zach. Well. He's gonna strut into the fucking stadium the next day. Like I'm back.
Yeah,
bitches.
he would be so fired up.
Oh my God, and he would throw 30 picks that year because he'd be so hyped every game. He would throw 6 picks against the Patriots. Bill Belichick's gonna be like, oh my God, he's gonna be taunting him on the sidelines and shit, just like, oh, you cry, baby. Oh, look at you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't wait. So yeah, that'll be a nice little drama thing to unfold there. And now just touching on our podcast from last week, all that Mac Jones drama, basically it's all been walked back.
Of course it has.
This week. It has essentially turned into, maybe something might have happened. There's probably some sort of disagreement between them. Mac Jones should request a trade. That's what Shannon Sharp said. I mean, come on, dude. But yet I guess Mac Jones has been like one of the few players that has been just in Foxborough every day, just working out. So I don't think Mac's going anywhere. There was the report where it was like people saying that like what was it, Al? Because you're on Twitter too. It was the thing where it's like Mac Jones or
has lost support in the
quarterback room. Yeah, like the Patriots. But if you actually click the report, it's like it's just all the shit that people have been saying. Where like, yeah, they support Zappy, but they support Mac too. Like,
But that's old news to me. Like the new one, did you see the brand
Yeah.
new one today where from Albert Breer apparently that again Mac Jones has lost the support of like the locker room and everything else. But the funny thing is that he's going to the facility every day to work out and throw and whatever. And guess who he's working with, Mike?
who?
Bill O'Brien.
That's weird.
Hey.
Why would your quarterback that wants to leave or that, whatever is going to work with Bill O'Brien? Like what? It's so fucking stupid. Like, I wonder if this is truly like an ignore the noise season where it's like, dude, Matt, in that report, Al, with the, or that like, whatever report in quotes, I didn't even see it anywhere that Mac Jones has lost support. Like the whole thing, like there was really nothing in there that even said players have even said that. It was all just going back to the quarterback room. There's
All I ever
do
heard
have
was
support for
Belichick's
Zach.
displeasure. It was never about players.
Now they've switched it to the players because now they can't stick it to Belichick. So now they're like, oh well, the locker room is divided, is split, and it's like no, because I mean you listen to Matt. You listen to Judon talk about it on Get Up or whatever, Good Morning Football or anything, where he's like, yeah, we all, when Mac Jones was in, we were behind him. Bailey Zappi got thrust in, so we were behind him too. And it's like people take it and twist it, and it's like there's no QB controversy this year. Now, when Mac Jones' contract is up and all that stuff, we will have a tumultuous season to talk about once that comes up. Like, do you sign Mac? What happens? I mean, at that point, I'm hoping that Mac Jones already has a Super Bowl under his belt, so we'll see. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to leave that there, that it just bullshit, just stop anything. It's getting to the point where I might mute the words Mac Jones on Twitter because I can't deal with it. It's very frustrating. Like I said last week, it just makes it unfun to be a Patriots fan. And before we get into the draft, I want to talk about the wide receiver situation with the NFL right now, where I guess it's come out that even though like the media is talking about all these guys like Flowers, Addison, JSN, all these people, saying that like they may there may be 4 or 5 receivers taken in the first round. Really, I guess the NFL owners and everything really only view Jackson Smith and Jiba. How do you say his name, Al? You remember how do you say it?
He gets halfway
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And Jigba. See, I said Jigba. That's what it was. Yeah. So JSN, who I lovingly call him. I guess he's really the only one who teams are seeing as a first round pick. So what I kind of want to throw to you guys too, with just kind of bringing that up, because you see the Patriots drafting whatever they want at 14, an offensive lineman, a corner, whichever way they want to go, and then somehow trading back up to get like the 30th or 31st pick, and then taking like a Zay Flowers or wide receiver X or something like that. Like I feel like this draft is going to get crazy once they get to these numbers.
I can't see it at all. No.
No.
The Patriots only trade out. They don't trade in. Like we've read this book before. Not only have we read this book before, we've read it 23 times. We really know how this works by now. And out of the 23 books that we've read, about 17 of them have the same ending. We trade out of the first round. We do not trade into. I don't know if this past season was such a failure where it warrants a huge, the pendulum swinging the other way in what we've done for years. I just can't see it. Certainly not impossible. I would be hard pressed to imagine it happen.
Yeah, I can't see it happening either. What I could see happening is I could see the Patriots using that first rounder as leverage for a trade for Jerry Jeudy, and then when the Cardinals release DeAndre Hopkins, they sign Hopkins to a cheap deal, and then just look how loaded that wide receiver room is.
Man, you are pushing for that for the Jeudy and Hopkins.
Do they trade their first round picks for the next 2 years and go and get like Mark Andrews or something? Like, what the hell what Madden game are you playing, or you think this is how they go about
Madden 2023, actually. Get it
it? And
right.
how many wide receivers are on this roster in your mind?
I have so my team is Travis Kelce at tight end, but I put him at wide
gotcha.
receiver for Mike's sake.
So Mike doesn't
I
feel
also have
shame.
Tight
Jamar
end.
Chase. I also
Of
have
course, yeah.
let's
you gotta have
see who
Jamar.
else do I have? I throw Kendrick Bourne in
Of
there
course.
just for the nostalgic feeling.
Why not?
You're
Yeah,
sick.
why not? Why not?
You're
sick, man.
Uncapped league.
And then hold on, what's the last one? Stephon Diggs, of course. You have to have Diggs
Well, yeah.
in there too.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
add and then you also subtract from a division rival. That makes sense. That's a good.
It's just fun to talk about. But honestly, like I could see the Patriots using it for some sort of trade, and maybe it's a trade that we don't even know about. Maybe it's maybe it's a stud corner that we don't know about. And I'm just the first name that I think of is like Jair Alexander.
Jackson. Oh yeah.
But like I'm just saying, like
no, JC or Jair is a monster. That would be like a huge pickup.
Something like that.
Packers are kind of free falling.
The more I think about it, the more I'm starting to think the Patriots aren't going to get Judy or Hopkins. I think they're just gonna draft one. I think all this bullshit where we're sitting here like, oh my god, keep the notifications on, like fucking anybody talks about DeAndre Hopkins, pay attention, Jerry Judy, whatever. Like the more I'm starting to think about it, I feel like it's just going to be, and I say just going to be, like I still have high hopes, but it's going to be Zay Flowers. That's it. And then I don't know what happens, but then I could also see like again maybe a draft day trade. I don't know if you want to draft an offensive lineman in the first round, you could get one in the second round that could start. I don't know. I think maybe
Bo Callahan falls to us.
Maybe Oh yes, draft it. Yeah, there we go. Maybe Bo Callahan gets here, then you just got no.
Then
no
Mac gets what he wanted and he gets traded.
No issues with that. I think the draft week episode is going to be crazy because I don't know what's going to come out from then until now, who's going to get signed or what, but it's just going to be interesting to kind of like have our little simulated what we think is going to happen because it's going to be wrong. Whatever we think is definitely going to be wrong.
Oh,
there is a 0% chance that we are going to guess what the Patriots and Bill Belichick are going to do. You might package Mac Jones and 2 first-round picks and get fucking Patrick Mahomes. I mean, who knows?
Not opposed.
That would be crazy.
That would be sick.
That would be wild. But yeah, did you guys have anything else to add before we get to the draft? Our draft, not the NFL draft.
Just if you're gonna pick a wide receiver, just get Flowers or get JSN, and then we can kind of go from there. Then that can officially end the Hopkins dreams, officially end the Judy dreams, because I'm not giving up on those until after the draft.
Please
give me a little bit more. Give me until after the draft. Then after that, we can be like, okay, fine. Like it's not.
I'm surprised they only considered JSN a first-round pick. Granted, Ohio State compared to Boston College, I get it.
Yeah, but it's Ohio State. Yeah, who just quick first guy you think of, who would you rather have, JSN or Zay Flowers?
JSN.
I mean, I think they're gonna get Flowers, but I'd rather have JSN. Like I told you guys, like he just did not stick out to me when I saw him in person. Like I didn't even realize that he was a top first-round draft pick until I saw the mock drafts and whatnot, and I was like, I went to 2 Boston College games. Where the fuck was this guy? Like, I didn't notice him at all. And he returned punts, he caught passes, he ran the ball. I didn't fucking notice.
Just the 2 games that he was unproductive. You just happened to be at.
And it literally could have been the 2 games. Granted, I went back and looked. He had 8 for 86 in one of the games that I went to. I didn't fucking notice. But, like, I don't know his stats for the other one.
I think what this is starting to strike me as is JSN seems like the guy who has the higher, like, number 1 potential upside and everything. Zay Flowers is the guy who, like, maybe seems like he's more of like your electric, could get to JSN level, but
more of like a Brandon Cooks. Like if you remember early Brandon Cooks, where it was like he plays on the inside, he's a speedster, get him in space, like that's Zay Flowers. JSN
Yeah,
reminds me
he's-
of like Marvin Harrison, where he's like a lanky dude on the outside, completely different.
Justin
receivers.
Jefferson or something like that, where it's like
Yeah.
he's going to be like JSN is going to be the guy who like has those Justin Jefferson like big catches, the guy who the fantasy guy, all that. But Zay Flowers
Yeah.
is the guy who like it's kind of Zay Flowers more of like your Julian Edelman type, where it's like when he's on your team, you know how valuable he is. He has 9 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown, but like he'll never get the
top brand
national
recognition.
coverage. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think that's where it is. So I'll pick Zay Flowers. He's a Boston College guy too, so that'll be cool to have a BC guy on the team. The cool thing with JSN, it'd be cool to have another Smith hyphen as a receiver. I feel like that would be you got
Smith
you got
Schuster.
you got the Smith hyphens on the offense, you got the Joneses on the defense. Like
I would have much
Belichick
rather not have one of the other Smiths, but it is cool. We're just collecting like similar last names on the Patriots. Like let's take all the Harrises, the Jones, the hyphens.
all the Harrises, yeah. There's 2 Harrises too. I forgot about this. Kevin
And
Harrison.
we just lost
actually,
to
no,
Harris.
there isn't. Yeah, no, I forgot. So that's fine. We replace him with another one. That's fine. No worries.
Oh yeah.
No worries. All right. So you guys ready to get into the draft?
Let's do it.
All
I
right.
got boned.
Draft order is me, Mike, Al, and Liam. I'm going to go first. Again, this is Patriots seasons. For no rhyme or reason, just our favorite Patriots seasons. In which the Patriots did not win a Super Bowl. If they get to the Super Bowl, that's fine. Correct, boys? If they get to it, that's fine. Okay, cool. Then I think
this is such a pretentious topic.
It really is. It can get So I'll try to keep mine sweet. I think there's a very definitive 1-of-1 first round pick. 2007, the undefeated season. Up until the Super Bowl, I think that was the first time. I know as a Boston fan, the Red Sox obviously gave you a lot of heartbreak. But I think that was the first time, just my age and everything, where I truly felt the heartbreak. Just the time, I think, because I remember, I believe I remember exactly where I was when I watched the game, whose house I was at. I remember the next day at school, it sucked because there was this fucking fair weather Giants fan,
God,
Devin Moody. If you're listening, or if you happen to listen to this, you're still a bitch. You'll always be a bitch. Even though I'm pretty sure he's a firefighter now, so he's like the opposite of a bitch. But back then, you sucked and you knew it. He knew it too, because he had like multiple jerseys. He was just an asshole.
I remember some dude I went to school with. He went up to a bunch of Patriots fans the next day. He goes, "What do you do when you're riding your bike down a hill?" And everyone looked at him and was like, "What?" And he goes, "Cruise," like Victor Cruz. And then they beat the fuck out of him, and like 6 kids got suspended.
As they should. And the issue is, I like Victor Cruz, and he would, fucking motherfucker.
Come to think of it, that was actually the second Super Bowl. I don't think it was the undefeated one, but I digress.
Yeah, but still, it's still. I mean, it is one of the greatest professional sports seasons that ended in like the most, like the ultimate heartbreak.
Because blunder.
If the Giants lost that game, there's no real heartbreak for New York. Like, if we're being honest, like they're not going to think about that loss 3 years later when they play the Patriots again in the Super Bowl and fucking win. Like, they're not going to be thinking about that. Patriots fans will always have that in the back of their head, that they had the greatest season of all time and they could not finish it off. The Patriots fans got the ultimate blue balls there, and it was the worst. You do not understand, if you're not a Patriots fan, how much that season still hurts. Hurts thinking back to it. Yep. You could add up every single Super Bowl loss. The Eagles, the Giants again. Like, you can continue to add up whatever you want. It does not match that loss. Because
no matter what, you will look at that season's record and it'll say 16-0, and you're like, and every time you're like, did something change? Maybe there's a different ending.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things where if you watch the replay, you're like, shit, we're gonna take this one.
It's just maybe Randy Moss caught the pass at the end of the game.
Oh, God, yeah, Yeah, there was a lot. That was just a great.
He was
because
double
that
covered
was-
though. He was locked
that
up
was
by
the
Corey
record
Webster.
season,
I get
too,
it.
where
But
they
it was
broke
right. But it was almost like right in his hands.
It definitely
And
wasn't good.
people say, by the way, too, that is like the biggest what if, like the David Tyree catch. I don't consider that the biggest what if, because if we're being honest, and it's kind of weird to look at it like this, if the Patriots win that game, I don't think the New England Patriots as a whole are looked at any differently. Like they're
No.
still looked at one of the, like, you know what I mean? I think it's just that
It's an
team,
addition. They're looked
Yeah.
at as the most dominant for the longest, and they had the best singular season ever.
and they had the undefeated. Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's like, so I know when people say, the biggest what ifs, like what if, Asante Samuel made that pick? What if Tyreek Hill, my God, what if David Tyree did, what if Rodney Harrison knocked that ball off Tyree's helmet?
Yep.
But it's
What
like,
if Ellis Hobbs doesn't fall down in the fucking end zone and
What
let
if
the dude
Ellis
who
Hobbs-
shot himself in the
Yeah.
dick catch a touchdown?
yeah, I don't know.
There are few players I hate more than Plaxico Burress. If there's a list of players I love, there's a list of players I hate, and Plaxico Burress is on that
Plaxico
list.
Burress on there.
Who's your number one player that you
I'm
hate?
gonna add that. I'm gonna add that.
I'm not allowed to say.
Oh yeah. No. We will say. I remember.
I
We talked about it
I have a
before.
list, that I hung up in my dorm room back in the day, and it was
Yep.
the names who shall not be said, and this guy headlined it along with a linebacker that was on the Bills and the Dolphins. That he's a waste of space. He blocked me on every social media, and I got a cease and desist letter.
We will have to do an episode about the people who have us all blocked, because I feel like it is a
That would be
mishmash
very
of just
entertaining.
people you would never expect. I
Very
don't even know if
random.
Al is blocked by anybody.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be me and Liam.
I have.
Al
I
just
have one
goes out there
person.
and compliments people.
You have one?
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
I
then
told
we
you
have
this.
to do
I
an
told you this,
episode.
guys, before.
Yeah, no.
oh yeah, you did. I forget who it was, but it was a random one.
It was,
no.
it-
Should we save it for the episode?
Yeah.
save it.
Save
Okay,
it.
that's
We'll
fine.
do it. Maybe. Yeah. We'll have the episode.
Yeah.
It won't even be a draft
Portion
episode. It'll just
control.
be, we'll just go back and forth between who. Because I found another one that has to do with another Boston sports team, and I was like,
I have to go get more people to block me. So
it's easy. It's very. I'll tell you how.
I'll try.
But yeah,
I figured it out.
2007. That is my number one pick.
Yeah.
Al, number two to you, sir.
Thank you. And just want to say credit to me for coming up with the actual draft event and not taking the number one pick and allowing
Credit
Mike
to
to
me.
have that chalk. Credit to me.
Oh, no golf clap.
If only Mike didn't rig our rock paper scissors game, or else I would have had the first pick. but
You
that's
were
all
up
right.
1-0. Shut up.
Not
It was
rigged.
rigged.
All right.
It was rigged.
Ultimate comeback.
All right. So for the number two pick, I'm going to go with a season that was not as heartbreaking as 07, but it's pretty close. And Mike mentioned it. I'm going with 2011 because 2011, I want to just give you guys a couple little tidbits about 2011. Brady won MVP with 39 touchdowns.
Yep.
Gronk had the greatest season as a tight end. You had the Billy Cundiff missed field goal.
Of
Oh my
course.
God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then and I feel like in 2011, Patriots fans were like, okay, the Giants got us the first time. We're definitely going to get them this time.
Yep.
We know what to expect. Our offense is really, really good. Like we're going to be great. And they lose again in heartbreaking fashion.
And I remember the confidence. Everyone. I mean, obviously, we live in New England. You don't, but did at the time, I'm sure.
I did
Mike.
at the time. Yep. Oh, I was there.
Everyone, arrogant Boston fans had the utmost confidence. It wouldn't happen again. Lightning does not strike twice. There is no way we can match up with the same team in the Super Bowl and lose to them twice. Hell, we beat the Rams twice in the Super Bowls.
Mhm.
But we could not do it against this one team. Just utter demoralization.
Yeah, that was another one where I think because I remember exactly where I was. I think at that point I was a salesman somewhere. Maybe I was detail,
Turning
whatever it was.
tricks.
I remember talking to people and I was just like, it's just the Giants. Like, I can't even see it happening. Like, how are you gonna again, this and that? And I remember every conversation ended with it can't happen again, right?
Yeah, after talking like a
then-
big game.
Yeah. Yeah,
After,
that's
like,
how it
they'll
was.
never win. They'll never win. And then it
It
gets
was
really
like
quiet.
similar to another year that might get picked, which I think which might get picked on this draft, where it was just like every conversation ended where it was like, there's no way that like we can lose to them, right? Right? I don't think so. Like it's
Everyone's trying to reassure themselves. Yeah,
it's-
no, it couldn't.
but
Yeah,
it just that'll be like the ultimate like Superman has kryptonite. It's like Batman has Bane. There's just always something that fucking
Batman
gets
has
you,
Bane.
and that's why he broke his Bane, killed him, he fucking got him, and it's
I
just
love
there's
Bane.
always that one villain for like everybody, like Spider-Man,
Mhm.
Green Goblin. That's my favorite. There's so many, and it's just that is it for and the worst part. It's not even like these fucking teams were great. They were just wildly unremarkable teams. These two Giants teams. Like they weren't like I know you had like Justin Tuck, Strahan on the first one, like OCU Manure, like the front seven, great, all that. You had the catches, all that, but just in general, these would not be the teams that if you set the playoff picture and it was like, okay, these Patriots are gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Who is gonna be the team to beat them? You're not gonna pick the Giants. They might be on the list, but you are not picking them first, second, or third. And
Right.
they were the fucking ones who did it. It pisses me off every year. And they both of these fucking seasons back to back. Stupid years. That's all I have to say. Stupid. Just dumb. It's just dumb to think about. Dumb. Liam, your turn. You got back to back picks.
So
Stupid.
my second pick is what I really want to take for my first pick, but I'm going to go with one that at the time seemed even more ludicrous that we didn't even get to the Super Bowl, let alone win. And this might be my favorite Patriots team ever. I am talking about the year of our Lord, 2012.
That was the one that I was debating. That's a
Who
good
says
one.
20,000?
I do.
Who says 20,000
That
and
would
12?
be
That's
me.
a good one. I love that team.
2012. I was obsessed with this team. Danny Woodhead, who gives
Everybody,
you know,
Goodhead. I have the story. Yep.
He does. This
Ah.
team was just perfect. Like the defense was not captivating, fantastic like it was these last, decade or so, but it was an above average defense with some playmakers. Rookie Gerard Mayo, or no, this wasn't rookie Gerard Mayo, but Gerard Mayo was the man this year. We had 4 losses, went 12-4, and comes to the playoffs. I don't know if you guys remember that absolute dick kicking against the Texans when we beat them in the divisional round. 41-28, absolutely smoked them. I remember they took a kick return back to the house on the first possession, and I was like, ooh, this might actually be tough. And then, they never did anything again after that.
It wasn't.
Stephen Ridley
it
scored.
wasn't.
Yeah. Shane Vereen scored. Everyone was just balling out that game.
This was Brandon Lloyd. This was his year?
Yes, this was the Brandon Lloyd year, which, the team was
forgot.
just... This was also the butt fumble year. This year just had so many memories as Patriots fans. The team was well-rounded. Special teams was impeccable. It all seemed flawless. The year before was the Billy Cundiff kick, so we were very confident going into a playoff game against the Ravens. And this was just one of those things where destiny took hold of football. Ray Lewis said he was going to retire, and there was no way the Ravens were going to lose.
No,
they
him and his deer
Andrew
antler
Luck.
spray. No way.
Yeah,
Deer
absolutely. And
antler
that
Remember
deadly
that?
face mask that
I
he
don't,
had,
but
that
now it
diesel one.
Oh, dude, that face mask. Oh my god. I
Mean
do not like Ray Lewis, but that fit you cannot.
Yeah,
that was
he had the
that was
bionic
Terrell
arm.
Suggs. Terrell Suggs
And
also
then-
has me
Yeah,
blocked.
he had that too.
And then
Yep.
Joe Flacco having a
No,
great postseason.
Joe Flacco's elite. 13 tubs, no picks, a flawless postseason run by our Lord Flacco. Completely understandable. I had
Why
been
you say his
preaching it.
name like that, Flacco? He doesn't have a
You-
fucking.
You also understand that Joe Flacco is a part of the team in
Joe
the
Flacco.
Patriots division, right?
Yeah, but it's Joe Flacco. Come on.
Eh,
Dude,
So
Liam has no allegiances. He loves who
He
he
doesn't.
loves.
I
He
love
loves who he
Joe
loves.
Flacco because he's elite and he's a monster.
I'll
This
put
was
Joe
the same
Flacco on
year
the list.
The Ravens pulled off that to even make the playoffs. They shouldn't have made the playoffs. Did you guys ever see the Ray Rice 4th and 27
Oh yeah, I
play.
remember. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Joe Flacco dumps it down to Ray Rice on 4th and 27, which I love Joe Flacco. Questionable move. And he was able to juke 11
Not even
guys and get to
questionable.
the
That's
first
just
down.
like, dude, like
He-
that's like Joe
It's a
Flacco at
sin.
his
It's a football
worst.
sin.
So
yeah.
I watched the America's Game documentary with the 2012 Ravens,
Yeah.
and I think Flacco said on that play he just saw something in the defense that just allowed him
I mean,
to have
they
that little
completely
Yeah,
tough
sold
did you,
out.
Joe?
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
big game, Joe.
No, it's true though, because they were protecting deep. It was 4th and 27, so everyone's lined up at the first down. Everyone's just like, we're just going to stop him. And Ray Rice, wife beated his way to the first down. It was destiny. Like it was written that this team was going to do it. But I remember going to that Ravens game, Patriots Ravens, thinking there was no way the Patriots lose. And they just got
come on.
mollywopped. The Patriots were up 13-7 and then got completely shut out. Donnell Ellerby had like 2 picks off Tom Brady. The only time he
Donnell
was ever
Ellerby.
good.
What a name. I forgot about
Yeah.
him.
And I
Donnell
just remember
Ellerby.
I remember like sitting there being super stressed out, like, oh my God, like if this dude's making plays against us, we're fucked. And then it ends up being 28-13 final score. The most disappointing was in that regular season, the Patriots played what would have been their opponent in the Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49ers. Everyone
Mhm.
remembers that game, the ugly Randy Moss scored a touchdown against us game. They won 41-34. If we got to that Super Bowl, much like I feel about the Giants, even if I would have been wrong, there
beating
was
them.
no way we were going to lose to the 49ers twice in one season. No shot. I would put all my money on it. It's a guarantee they would have won. But they never got the chance. Just crazy. One of those,
That
like, you
year.
left it on the board. The team
You
was
know who else
perfect.
was on that team?
Who?
One Aaron Hernandez was
Oh,
on
yeah.
that team.
Was that his last year?
I think it was because he only played 10 games. So
Yeah,
I'm
it was because
assuming
13. Then he got arrested for everything.
I'm assuming there
remember
was some things.
Just a wee bit. The
Off the
first
field
game of that
issues.
season against the Titans, Chandler Jones had a strip sack and Dante Hightower recovered it in the end zone. And I was like, oh my God, the defense is fucking phenomenal. I
My
remember
God,
flipping
Dante
out.
Hightower. Kellen Winslow played one game. That was
Of
the
course he
Michael
did.
Manawanui game
Yup.
year.
Uh-oh.
Visante Shanko.
I
God, the
love this.
names.
He belongs on my list. Visante Shanko is a top 5
put him
tight
on
end
that list.
in
I'll
my
put him on
mind.
that.
I
Jesus.
adore Visante Shanko. We also had Darren Fells, who's a pretty good tight end.
Darren
at the time.
Fells as well. Yeah, Dion Branch was on that team.
Oh wow.
Marquise Cole for real Patriots lovers out there. Marquise Cole was the cornerback for us. Yep.
I don't know
Steve
if that
Gregory.
was Steve Gregory. I only remember him for the butt fumble.
But again, Aqib Talib was on the team. We were so well rounded, had plenty of defensive touchdowns. Just one of the most even teams to never make a Super Bowl. In the Patriots dynasty of all, you're like, damn. And then we never kept Brandon Lloyd. I really wanted him to get a Super Bowl. So that's one of the ones that was my clear cut first choice.
All right, that's a good first choice. Go number 2 now. That's a good one.
All right. Well, number 2. I remember this fondly. Through strife and a lot of injuries, we were still led to a strong winning season by the greatest quarterback that has ever suited up in New England.
Al, did you know? Shut the fuck up. Al, did you know what he was going to say? The second I saw his motherfucker. He leaned into I knew the second he came in. I knew. Just go, Leah. I'm going to write down the number. I already know what year. Go ahead.
No, don't write anything down yet. The greatest quarterback to ever suit up in New England Patriots history, Matt Castle, led us to an 11-5 record, absolutely dominating the competition. In week one,
he switched it up.
In week 1, the season's over.
Completely called an audible.
Everyone. No, this was always my first pick. I've had it pulled up the entire time. This was going to be my first pick, and I was like, let's be conventional here. Let's be serious. But in all honesty, I have never been more overjoyed as a Patriots fan than when I saw Matt Castle, a dude who didn't even start in college, go out there and big ball throwing deep touchdowns to Randy Moss against the 49ers, Kevin Falk balling out of his mind. We had Fred Taylor at the time, Sammy Morris. The team was so deep, so fun to watch, and because the Dolphins pulled out that wildcat offense bullshit, we did not make the playoffs.
Oh, that was the Wildcat year. Oh, with fucking
Yeah.
what's his name? Greg
Yeah.
Schiano, right? With his stupid
Yes.
sunglasses.
Greg
Rest in peace,
Schiano
I believe.
and-
Rest in peace.
Who is who's the running back? Ronnie Martin
Two of them. Do
Ronnie.
you guys remember those running backs?
or Ronnie Hill?
Ronnie, no.
Ronnie,
Was it Ronnie
come on.
Hillman?
No,
Ronnie Brown?
he's dead. Yes, Ronnie
I
Brown,
knew it was a
baby.
Ronnie.
One of the great Auburn running backs who split carries with Cadillac Williams. Do you remember the other running back that raped the Patriots? It was two of them. They had the two-headed monster, dominated the league. And
Who was
I
it?
love this guy, dear.
I'll know it. I'll know it. Oh,
The Saints
no. Lamar
Saints
Miller.
traded. No.
Fuck,
The
who?
Saints traded
I was
their
thinking.
entire draft to
Wait,
get
that
this
was
guy.
Ricky Williams?
Yes, it was, baby.
It
Ricky
was
Williams.
It fucking
Run,
was.
Ricky, run. Absolutely.
I love
So,
Ricky
like,
Williams, so I won't even
me
add
too.
that to your list because I think everybody should love Ricky
100%.
Williams.
Yes, naturally, as you should. Anyone who foregoes millions to go out to a tent in outback of Australia and blaze is number one on my list. But I would have just loved to see what this team with Matt Castle could have done in the playoffs. I don't think they'd win the Super Bowl. I don't even know if they'd make it to the conference championship. But I would have just loved to see what they could have done. Randy Moss's last really good year with the Patriots. I am robbed of what could have been an exceptional Matt Castle playoff year. And that forever cemented me as a Matt Castle guy. I loved him everywhere he went. Minnesota, signed me up. The Kansas City Chiefs, I watched every game in that season that they won 2 games with Matt Castle. He went to the Cowboys. I didn't watch him at all, but I wished him the best. As I wanted him to throw for 400 yards and 8 touchdowns
and lose
and
every
then to
game.
lose every game. Yes, but like I wanted it to be no fault of Matt Castle whatsoever.
I believe this was, and I pulled up to make sure this was the first, because this was on my list. This was actually, you asshole. This was going to be my next pick because this was the first year since the expansion that an 11-win team did not make the playoffs.
Yeah, which is just complete outlier. Like
Crazy.
How does that happen?
Crazy. So look to this when people say that Belichick is not a good coach.
Yeah.
He took Matt Castle, which, I mean, granted, yeah, sure. Liam has his boner for Matt Castle, but let's just be honest. It's Matt Castle. 11-5
quarterback.
I mean, come on. Yeah, that's a great pick. Great. That's
Listen to
2008, by the way, right? 2008. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This running back room is outrageous. The law firm BJGE. We had Kevin Falk as the receiving back. I mentioned Lamont Jordan in my guys you wouldn't believe are a Patriot. He was on this team. I mentioned Sammy Morris. I should be wearing the sweatshirt. I was wearing it earlier. One of the, if not the greatest fullback in Patriots history, Heath
Evans, number 44, baby. Yeah.
Heath.
What
Guy
a
was a
name.
monster.
What
Yep.
a name.
That guy fucked. So, like, just
Love
this
Heath
team,
Evans.
a lot of nostalgia here. Really gets the blood pumping to my loins and whatnot. I think very fondly on 2008.
What a pick. That's a great one.
Thank
I
you,
wish they
Bernard
made the playoffs
Pollard.
that year just to see
Yeah.
if Castle could have won in the
That's
playoffs.
my point. Like, I bet, I think I would almost guarantee that they'd win like the wild card.
Could have won
and
at least
then-
one game. At least
Yeah.
one game. That to me is a better what if than
Yes.
what if the 2008 Patriots make the playoffs. That's a better what if than what if David Tyree doesn't catch that. Because if David Tyree doesn't catch that, the Patriots win the Super Bowl. Like it's simple.
And like, if we're having fun with it, imagine if Matt Castle went to the Super Bowl. Like, how fucking
Oh
nuts
my
would that
gosh.
have been?
What happened? What does that mean moving forward with Brady? Because he's out. He's coming back from a torn ACL, MCL, all the CLs.
Yup.
So
Brings
like
up all the CLs.
you don't know what happens there. That's a bigger what if. That's a great pick. That's why I wanted that one. You
Yeah, so
Stink.
that was the year the Steelers went to the Super Bowl.
Mm.
A damn good team.
Jerome
Very
Bettis,
well
right?
could
Was
have
that
beaten
the-
the Patriots. No, that was the 2004. This
I'm not
was
smart, so
Larry
everything meshes
Fitzgerald.
together. Yeah.
This was Larry
Yeah.
Fitzgerald, a rip of a run
Yeah.
through the playoffs. But I would have loved to see like just the matchup. They probably would have lost to the Steelers. That team kind of had a bit of destiny attached to it as well. But
That was the catch. That was
goddamn.
the Santonio Holmes catch in the one of the
Yeah.
greatest,
Oh, yeah.
greatest
He
throws.
is
in
also
oh,
on my list. I would do despicable things for
Santonio Holmes is
Santonio
good.
Holmes. Yeah.
Santonio Holmes is on there.
Yeah.
Good pick. Good pick, Liam. Al, to you, buddy. What do you got?
I think I'm about to take the pick that you thought Liam was about to take. I think that this is it now.
Which is good because I think then I still have my pick. Enough of this thinking. What's your pick, sir?
2017.
2017. Okay.
Because they
That
should have
was-
won the Super Bowl that year. They should have beaten the
Yep.
Eagles.
That's who they played. Right.
That Philly special shouldn't have happened. It was an illegal
Well,
formation.
Liam.
They
Corey
tried
Coleman-
the Philly special.
The
They
Corey
tried.
Coleman touchdown was
How
not a
did
touchdown
Tom
because he
Brady's
was out of
catch
bounds.
go? Because Nick Foles caught it
and-
right here, and Tom Brady something like this. It kind of.
You're supposed to be a Patriots fan, you
I know.
bird
I'm in
brain.
a conundrum right now because
I'm not a Tom
want-
Brady fan. Fuck him.
I want
Fuck
to
'em.
agree with Liam because, like Liam, I am so much out on Tom Brady, but I'm also thinking of 2017 Tom Brady, 2017 Patriots, where they lost. So I'm the thing right now where the dude's sweating, trying to click each button, where it's like, do I
Yeah.
agree and shit talk Tom Brady, or do I defend the Patriots? I'm
But the
sorry,
thing
Al.
here,
continue.
I'll give you a point, Mike, to get back on my side. Julian Edelman was out that whole year, and they
I
still
know.
made it to
That
the
was the
Super Bowl.
towards ACL in the preseason. Against
That was the
the
one
Yeah,
where he
against the
juked.
Lions.
Yeah, he
Danny
juked and he
Danny
did the
Amendola came
was
through
playoff
clutch in that
Danny.
AFC Championship game.
playoff
Carrying the
Danny. This
team.
was where the legacy was cemented for him.
And
Playoff
if-
Danny.
And if they had won, if they had beaten the Eagles in that Super Bowl like they should have, if Malcolm Butler plays in that Super Bowl, then you get the chance to have a three-peat. It adds another Super Bowl and it solidifies that legacy even more than it already had. Because you
I will
would have had
continue to say
3 in 3
Malcolm
years
Butler
and
wouldn't have made
4
a
in 5
difference.
years.
So I was just gonna say,
Malcolm Butler wouldn't have done
let's
shit.
let's have an honest and open talk with us three and all of our listeners and watchers right now. Would Malcolm Butler have made a difference?
No.
Do you think so?
Probably not a big difference, but maybe personnel-wise, maybe game plan-wise, who knows?
Because it seemed like neither defense could stop anything at one point. So that's kind of how it went. And I'm also letting my thoughts of Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Butler, I forgot he came back to the team too for a little bit and never played.
For
So
a
that's like a
second.
thing. Yeah. This year brought so many things. It was the loss. It was the this is like the impetus of the Belichick putting his own feelings over the team with benching Butler. No one knows, even though I guess it kind of came out.
It was
where
the
he
first
just,
year people turned on Belichick.
the first year where it had, this, you know what? I think because everything else you can kind of understand, the losses and all that stuff. This is the first year where I think the fan base in the media, the fan base more importantly, because the media kind of always been a little prickly with them, where they were like, you know what? Fuck Bill. I can't believe he did this. If you played Butler, he stops them one drive. I mean, never mind the fact that Tom Brady got strip sacked because he was looking down the field and didn't want to hit James White wide open for a check down like Joe Flacco did that one time. Never mind.
And another
that.
great game by James White. Let the record show that the man cannot have a bad Super Bowl game if he tried.
James White is the greatest New England Patriot of all time. I think that's kind of where we're at with that. This was also the game, by the way, in the AFC Championship game, the infamous Stephon Gilmore play. Not infamous one, but the famous one.
But the great play where he
The
knocks
jump
down
tip,
the pass.
the tip which sent them to the, and then this was also what was it? Someone fumbled, someone didn't. They said that it was a fumble in the Jaguars game too, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, it was Tom Brady threw it to. It was like a reverse. So somehow it got back to James White. He threw it out to James White, who threw it back to Tom Brady, who threw it to James White. Went down the field, fumbled it, but it wasn't a fumble because Miles Jack was the one who fumbled it, or forced the fumble.
Some sort of there's always something with the Patriots, but this was on my list too, because this year was so good, such a fun year to watch. And the Super Bowl itself was a very entertaining Super Bowl. Just back and forth scoring. I know we all like competitive, at least the three of us, we appreciate the lower scoring games, but this was just one of those games where it was just Brady got the ball back and they're like, no, this is we've all the tweets came out. I've seen this story before. We know how this is going to end.
Yep.
We did not know how that was going to end. And it ended the worst way possible. So,
Great
great
up for
pick, Al.
interpretation. And honestly, entertainment value, one of the greatest Super Bowls ever. Like
Mhm.
I was on my seat the entire time, couldn't stop watching. Like
Yep.
sometimes there's a lull you can fade off in some Super Bowls. This one I was
The
just
Rams
like another
Patriots Super Bowl, the
touchdown.
most recent one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. And like this one, I
Yep.
was just like another touchdown. Like
Yep. No, you're right.
fabulous.
You're right. Great pick. Great pick, Al. All right. I mean, so this was the pick that I hoped got back to me. Kind of self-explanatory, very recent. This is going to be 2021. This is the first Mac Jones year. Mac Jones beat out Cam Newton.
That.
I think
Well,
this one
that part.
gotta take it. Because it just what it meant, like the Cam Newton thing. I think we all saw what the year before was, what the 2020 year was. It was a holdover year. Cam Newton was not going to be your guy of the future. You signed up just strictly because of his age, because of who he is. He wasn't going to be your franchise guy you have for the next 10 years. Mac Jones, everything coming in, that ovation when I wish we could bring it back to that time when every fan was so behind Mac Jones. Everybody wanted him to succeed. And now, for really no fault of his own, the fan base is kind of like half-hearted turned on him, which is weird. But just this was that his first pass of his career, his first drop back. You guys remember what he did? He did that stupid little dipsy-do thing and got spun around and threw the ball behind him. It was horrible, but not a precursor of things to come, because he ended up having one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time.
Damn right.
Yeah, Mac Jones. I mean, I think it's just it needed to be picked. I'm trying to get to it right now. I just want to see what Mac Jones ended with.
A little 22-13, I think it was.
He was where the fuck is it? Yeah, 22-13. Yeah. 22-13, 3,801 yard, 3,801 yards, 10-7. I mean, that was Pro Bowl.
Even the losses that year, they were fun. Like, it's gonna sound weird, but they were fun games to watch. Even though we ended up losing, like the Brady return game against the Bucs, where they should have won. That was a really fun game to watch. The Cowboys game was a lot of fun to watch.
The Cowboys won. Yep.
The Bills Monday night game was a lot of fun to watch.
Jalen Mills still hurt from that Cowboys game.
Probably. I mean,
the injuries, man.
It was a really just entertaining year. And then they made it back to the playoffs after, 1 year absence. And it was just, it was awesome.
1 whole year. What a burden.
I know.
But also Kyle Van Noy's last year with the Patriots, he had a touchdown against the Falcons that year. I know, seriously, Al, it makes me want to. I
love Kyle Van Noy.
Of course, he is the man, like quintessential Patriots player.
Yep. It really has kind of said all good things about the Patriots since he left, but yeah, that's had to pick that one. I think I had to get my Mac Jones one in there. So the next one, I am picking it strictly because of one game that happened that year. This is the 2013 Patriots. I love this one strictly. And you guys can probably talk more about the entire year as a whole, because like I said, my memory is shit. I need to be reminded of things. But that one game against the Broncos, I love that game. The overtime game. There were plenty of games that you could go to. But that one, to me, that was because that was the one where they were down, I think, 21-0, 21-30. It's something crazy at halftime. Yeah, at halftime. And they just came out and just slowly just built the fucking, just chipped away. And
was that the game. Jonas Gray year too?
Buddy.
Oh, please. Buddy. Really, Al? Fucking
I can tell you.
I think it was. I thought that's why he picked it.
Oh, no, it wasn't. You are a lucky son of a bitch. It wasn't. It wasn't. I kind of want to renege my pick and go back to just find whatever year that was.
They won the Super Bowl that year, I think.
No, that was well. Of course they did. When you have Jonas Gray, that's kind of the thing.
That's not
Jonas
what
Gray.
When I
if you look at the chart, it's Jonas Gray equals Super Bowl. That's how they. That's how they teach.
What about all
schools.
the 5 other years when Jonas Gray was unemployed or on the Dolphins?
When Jonas Gray is on the Patriots, they win the Super Bowl. That is, that's really all you need to know about him and his illustrious career, his illustrious game. Just the one game.
Just the one game.
Yeah, just the one. This was God, some of the receivers on these teams. Do you guys remember some of the Austin Collie?
Yep.
Yeah. Love.
Josh Boyce,
Sucked. He was awful.
Kembrell Tompkins, Aaron
Yup.
Dobson.
Unicorns, show ponies.
Yeah,
Where's
that
the
was show
beef?
ponies. Oh,
Do you
yeah,
guys
that-
remember Josh Boyce's best play as a Patriot?
No, what was it?
It
I don't think I
was
do.
in that crazy comeback win against the Browns that year when Tom Brady threw the game-winning touchdown to Danny Amendola. But to get down to the end zone, Tom Brady heaves it deep for Josh Boyce, and he gets a pass interference call that puts him on the goal line.
I
And then Tom
vaguely
Brady
remember that.
Ah,
Throws like a quick swing out pass to Amendola, but literally the only play Josh Boyce made, he didn't even catch the fucking ball, but we won the game. That was the game Gronk tore his ACL. Remember, TJ Ward
yep,
shredded his knee.
Yep.
Mhm.
TJ Ward, known Patriots hater. He hates
Yes.
every time he plays the
Infamous.
Patriots. He's like, I gotta kill him. But yeah, 2013, that was really it. Just I love that game. That game for me is a top Patriots game, so I had to pick it. And then obviously, I mean, you know, when you have that trio of Josh Boyce, Aaron Dobson, and Kembrell
What are you
Tompkins,
guys' lasting thoughts on Aaron Dobson? Because he had like a couple touchdowns. Like he was
I
okay.
just like just the most unforgettable, like unremarkable receiver who you could
Yeah.
have. Like,
I mean,
just
Kembrell
like
Tompkins
no,
ended up lapping him in the depth chart. He was undrafted.
yeah, it's just like no one he's the type of player, and like I'm sorry, like I'm sure like he's probably a fine gentleman, but like
Yeah, but-
you
but he
forget
sucked.
he exists until someone brings him up. That's
Yeah.
how I see
Dusty
it. Like, oh
number
yeah,
17.
shit, number 17. Yeah, horrible number. I hate number 17, Josh Allen. So like
he did have a
yeah.
deep touchdown against the Steelers down the sideline. It was pretty
Yeah,
nasty.
and that's just it's like those things where you think you're like, oh yeah, like he existed, he had that
did-
play,
he
this
did
play,
something.
that play. Yeah, but yeah, 2013, that's my last pick. So I think I got a good thing going. Al, last pick, sir.
I am
It's
gonna
on you.
go. Excuse me. I'm gonna go 2010. 2010, the Patriots were 14-2. It was the year they got knocked out by the Jets, but that team. That was the-
remember was the oh god, I'm sorry, keep going. I keep cutting you off.
No, it's fine, but that was the team that we thought was going to be like, okay, they're going to win another Super Bowl, and it's going to be, you know, the first one since 2004 and the first Super Bowl appearance since 2007. And then the Jets just came in and just mollywopped them. I mean, let's just call it like it is. They did the 2 years that they were relevant. So, yeah.
God, that was the what was it? Bart Scott, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the what the
That
fuck
was
did he
that
say?
game.
What did he say? I'm trying to look.
Bart Scott had that touchdown off Tom Brady when he pump faked it and then threw the screen blind, and Bart Scott just picked it off and brought it for a tub.
Yep.
What did he what's like the oh, can't wait. That's it. That was the can't wait year, right? The can't wait. Can't shut the God. Bart Scott, and even to this day, he still hates the Patriots. If you listen to him on any of the things that he talks on, he cannot stand the Patriots. But yeah, because
Yeah,
I
he was
remember that.
never
That was
that good.
because the Patriots got the Jets got in. I only break this word out once every few weeks. The Jets got skull fucked 45-3 that year. That was the thing. So I get it. You had a little chip on your shoulder, cute little win you had in the playoffs. Whatever. Dink. Yeah, no, I remember that. That's God. I think we all thought the Patriots were going to win.
Who were on the teams in that year? Like who were some of the notable players?
2010.
Yeah,
I got you. Hold on.
I feel like Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis was on that team.
Yeah.
Really?
Definitely.
God, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis was on the team for like 18
6
years.
years.
It seems like.
Yeah, I love him
Let's
dearly.
see. Yep, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis had over 1,000 yards. Danny Woodhead,
Naturally.
of course. Fred
Yeah.
Taylor was on that team as well
Taylor made.
in 2010. Yeah, Fred Taylor. I don't remember him really being on there. Yeah, he played 7 games. Sammy Morris, Kevin
Beast.
Falk. Kevin Falk was on there.
One of the best receiving backs.
Brandon Tate. I think
I
remember
loved
him.
Brandon Tate when he was on the Patriots.
I
and
loved
on
him
the
for a second.
Bengals.
Algie Crumpler. Algie Crumpler was there. Yep.
That
Algie
tight
Crumpler.
end.
Dion Branch, he just always seems to be around.
Yeah.
Shoot him up, bang bang.
On-
Aaron Hernandez was there. Gostowski. Yeah, Zoltan Mesko was the punter.
Yup,
That's
there
when
we
you know
go.
where it
That's
was.
that's the
Zoltan.
Big Z.
superstar name. Yep.
Big Z, Big Bang Clock.
What
Brandon
about the
Merriweather
defense?
was there.
Love Brandon
Brandon
Merriweather.
Spikes. Tully Banticane was on that
Love
team.
Tully.
Trying to see if there's any other ones that maybe only Patriots fans would know. Not. I mean, Vince Wilfork, obviously. Everybody. Gary
Naturally.
Guyton was
Yep.
on that
He
team.
was
Kyle
pretty shitty.
Arrington. Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. Patrick Chung, Liam's favorite. Patrick Chung
I
was on there
fucking hate
too.
him.
So yeah, that was that's a good one. 2010. I'm gonna toss that one on there. 2010. All right, Liam. Last one. Who you got? I mean, just say it.
Just write it down now, baby. Oh, the year the world fell apart, but my world came perfectly together and even. Obviously, it's the year of our Lord 2020, when Cameron Jarrell Newton stepped foot in Foxborough, his one glorious season suiting up in America's colors, red, white, and blue. Preach it, yell it from the top of your towers. Cam Newton is in Foxborough. Also a great draft year. We got Kyle Duggar. We got Josh Uche. We drafted that skinhead kicker too. Go
Very
fuck
good
yourself.
year. Very good draft
Yes.
year. Very good draft year.
And apparently you guys as saviors, Mike Unwin was also in that draft. But this sticks in my craw just for a lot of what ifs. The potential of the season was through the roof, but there were a lot of problems. Obviously, there was COVID, so Dante Hightower missed the entire year. We got Marquise Lee that year. He missed the entire year because of COVID. A bunch of great players that could have contributed did not play, which was devastating in my eyes. It's one of those years that was just left on the table. I'll start with we started out pretty strong, by the way, winning our going 2-1. Lost the first game, but thanks to
and they could have won that Seahawks game. They were at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing. A lot of the games came down to like
what-ifs.
last minute. Cam Newton, after dominating the Seahawks with a riveting 400 yards passing, a great performance. That was also Edelman's last game of the season. He was out after that for the rest of it.
No, he wasn't. He made it to week 6. The last game he
make it
played
to
was
week
against
6?
San Francisco when they got creamed.
Oh, okay.
That was Julian Edelman's last like big game as a Patriot. You can say that. That's valid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because he had that deep pass, Cam
Right.
threads the needle, Edelman goes
Yeah,
out
like
and
the outstretched like dive. Like I remember it too. Yep.
Glorious play. And Cam Newton had 2 rushing touchdowns against this punk ass team, and he's going for a third one. You know, it was the most predictable play call in the book, but they couldn't stop it, and then they did stop it. But so obviously that sucked, but still a spectacular game. Leaves a lot to be desired. We played the Bills the first time around. We're driving for game. It looks like it's in the bag. We're in the red zone, and Cam Newton trying to do too much, fumbles. In that last stretch when he runs a beautiful quarterback power to the left and fumbles. No fault of his own. That shit happens. Just devastating that it took a loss off the board for us, and then we got smoked by the Bills later that year when the season was basically deflated. No pun intended. I don't know if you guys can hear. Like I'm about to cry right now. It was a tough time for me. But
I can hear you. I wish I couldn't, but I can hear you waxing poetically about.
Let me read you off this receiving core that Cam Newton had to deal with here. So
Kobe Myers, Demir Bird.
Yep. N'Keal Harry. Gunnar Olszewski.
First round pick and not Gunnar.
Dante Moncrief, who didn't even play. The team was awful. You're not throwing to any of those guys. You guys remember our starting tight ends that year? Because this is gas.
Yeah, this was was this the Devin Asiasi?
Yes,
and
he was one of them, but he didn't even start.
Dalton Keene, right?
Yeah, but he barely played. I don't think he had a catch all season.
And then there was another.
Who was our starter? Come on.
Give me the first letter.
R. Last name I.
Oh, Ryan Izzo.
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
Jesus, Ryan Izzo.
Sucked. So when you look at these weapons that Cam Newton had, the fuck is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do with those weapons? It's
I will say that you are
absolutely ludicrous for to expect that anyone can put together. Like if Mac Jones had those weapons this year, we'd be like, what the fuck are we doing? Like the receivers this year weren't spectacular, and we have expressed our dismay. This receiving core this year is 3 times better than it was in 2020.
Oh yeah. Light years ahead of that year.
Far and away. And Cam Newton's stats here, which like, you know, not stellar, but certainly not terrible either. Yeah, definitely not good. He had 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, which like with a competent receiving core, he would have had much more than 8 touchdowns. Obviously, he was a rusher. His rushing numbers were absolutely flawless as usual. He had 12 rushing touchdowns. Come on now. Show a little love for Cam. But
it was exciting. It was exciting to see him play.
It was exciting. Damn right, because we had a former MVP on our team. This is what, much like me, every other Patriots fan dreamed of, getting Cam Newton on the team, one of the most, if not the most exciting player in football at the time. And he just wasn't put in a place to succeed. And because of that, I had to put it on the list. It's the biggest what if in my mind. If we had Marquise Lee, if we had a healthy Edelman, Jacoby Myers, like, and Edelman do the same thing. So I don't know how that would have worked out as a receiving core. But I would have loved to see a fully healthy Dante Hightower on the team. We could have got studs on this team. And instead we had to deal with whatever the fuck that disgusting shit that we watched. But Rex Burkhead opted out, Brandon Bolden opted out, Dante Hightower opted out, Marcus Cannon opted out, Patrick Chung, that's actually a good thing. I'm glad he opted out. Stephon Gilmore was hurt basically the whole year. Oh, Matt Lacoste was another tight end for us. He was fucking awful. Yep, he was pretty terrible too. And Isaiah Wynn had opted out. The team was just awful. And there was no blocking, no receivers. What the fuck are you supposed to do? And to finish, what were we, 7-9? Considering it sucks, but I'll use this example every time. Browns fans in the 2000s and even, you know, somewhat recently would kill for a 7-9 record.
They would. And, you know, I kind of, that year is very weird because it's 2020. It's the first year post Tom Brady. COVID was obviously destroying the world. Like, it was just very weird. Stadiums were half full. It was a very, very weird. That's one of those times where it's like going back there. Like, you can't even like the whole thing with like Cam missed time because of like the vax stuff. Like, it was a very weird thing. That year to me is almost a joke because you had teams that couldn't even field enough players at some point almost to play a game. Like, it was a weird time to watch sports in general, to do anything. So I tried to just wipe that from my mind.
It feels like it was like 10 years ago too. It does feel like so long ago.
Crazy. But like, Cam Newton did get a shitty hand. Granted, he did not help himself that much. But like you said, I mean, you just listed the ballers that he was playing with, you know, led by fucking
Demir
Bird. Like, it just, and I get it. These are all like nice players, but you can't, when you're trying to come back, I think we all assumed we all knew it was going to be a down year post Brady. But getting Cam Newton, we were all like, holy shit. Like, that was a true holy shit moment. And I remember the tweets, like, I can't believe you guys let Bill Belichick get Cam Newton. And I mean, it just didn't pan out whatsoever.
Like, the leading receiver that year was Demir Bird, as embarrassing as that is. 47 receptions, 604 yards, 1 touchdown. And that touchdown was sick. Cam Newton threaded the needle, deep post over the middle, caught it over his back. Fabulous touchdown. He sucks.
That is one of those where, like, you look back 10 years from now when you're telling your kids, your kids' friends about this, you're going to be like, yeah, those were the dark ages.
Oh, I'm going to be
like, there was
defending tooth and nail. Do you guys want to hear the barn burning stats that N'Keal Harry had that year though?
Sure.
It was actually his best year by far, like far and away. He had a resounding 33 catches for 309 yards and led the team in receiving touchdowns with 2. And he was tied with Edelman, who was out after week 6. So, tough scene.
The only thing that N'Keal Harry had was being involved in the Cam Newton gif where Newton's looking at him funny, then he slides down the
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah.
Like that's
That
the
was
only
only
good
thing
thing
he
that came out of it.
contributed.
That was genuinely funny.
He also fumbled
was-
3 times. How do you fumble 3 times and you only have 33 catches?
That was also the year with N'Keal Harry when they called him out of bounds when he wasn't out of bounds, right? That was that.
No,
No,
that was
that
Tom
was
Brady's last
2019.
year. Yeah, Tom Brady's last
I was
year.
at that. I was at that game.
Were you? I would have hung myself.
Yeah, when we saw
I
the replay, we
was-
couldn't believe it.
I
When
was
Brian
at
Hoyer stepped in.
I was at Dave and Buster's.
Oh
and
no,
I
that was
had-
the Cam Newton year. No, never mind.
I was at Dave and Buster's, I believe. I had just met Kevin Owens, professional wrestler. If anybody knows who that is, I met him at Dave and Buster's.
No,
It
I
was
like
very weird.
girls.
It was very weird. But yeah, that was rough. I was very upset. I remember we were at Dave and Buster's with a friend, and like she not like a huge football fan. So I just had to like be in misery on my own at Dave and Buster's where there's kids. And like it was a horrible moment for me.
Yeah,
and
I would've got arrested.
It was horrible. But no, that was a crazy year. 2020 was a wild
It was
year.
an awful
I
year.
mean,
But
yeah.
the shining light,
but
in the
memorable,
fact that,
memorable.
you know, a third of the world died. Everyone was stuck inside. The great hope that came out of this, though, was I got to see Cam Newton in a Patriots jersey, and for that, I thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Your
well,
life's mission is complete.
It is. That's
Well,
all I ever wanted, and now I can die a happy
congrats.
man.
Congrats. So okay, good good draft, guys. I'm gonna run through what everybody has.
I
Liam,
picked the 2 seasons where Tom Brady didn't play.
Liam, we'll start with you since you were the one who just went 2012, 2008, and 2020. Those last 2 years where Tom Brady was not a quarterback for the Patriots. Al, 2011, 2017, and 2010. And myself, 2007, 2021, and 2013. God, this is so much heartbreak in these years, but
Yeah, so much
yeah,
heartbreak,
good.
so much luck.
yeah, just good. So God, so much Cam Newton for no reason.
So much. Cam Newton. It was
So
glorious.
that
Well,
I
12
will-
rushing touchdowns. 12.
yeah, and 7 wins. So we'll
Wow.
we'll probably get those
Hate to go with
those
that.
out. I'll get these years and everything out on the Tuck Rule Takes Twitter account tomorrow at some point. So go vote
guys
there
don't
who you
stand a
think had the
chance.
best one. I do not think Liam will win. I think I will run away with this. No offense, Al. But do you guys have any parting words before we leave for the week?
Call it a wrap. Cam Newton, best quarterback to ever suit up in New England.
Oh my God.
Since I will not be here next week, DeAndre Hopkins
Right.
still has a chance of ending up being a Patriot by the draft.
This is Al's last hope. He's pleading with the Patriots. In 2 weeks, by the time the draft starts, please get DeAndre Hopkins, or else he is out on that boat.
I'm
Yeah.
happy that one of us is still on that boat because I have jumped off and swam to shore. So
No, I jumped
for-
off and drowned.
I'm still directing the ship.
for Liam,
Al's
for
empty
Al,
ship.
for Liam, Al, and DeAndre Hopkins. I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes episode 77. We'll catch you next week without Al, but he will be back the following week. So do not worry. Tuck Rule Takes, we're out.
Cameron Jarrell Newton.
Sweet feet.